Satu, dua, tiga dah.
So today I'm going to explain comparative advantage. Comparative advantage is an economist's ability to produce a particular good or service at a lower opportunity cost than its trading partners. For example, consider two countries, France and the United States, that use labor as an input to produce two goods. Wine and cloth. In France, 1 hour of a worker's labor can produce either 5 cloths or 10 wines. In the US, 1 hour of a worker's labor can produce either 20 cloths or 20 wines. Despite France has an absolute advantage in producing both goods, it has a comparative advantage in producing wine because it has a lower opportunity cost of producing wine than the US. On the other hand, the US has a comparative advantage in producing clothes because it has lower opportunity cost of producing clothes than the France. Therefore, the France should specialize in producing wine and export it to the US, while the US should specialize in producing cloth and export it to France. So both countries can benefit from trade and increase their overall consumption. Thank you.
So today I wanna explain about absolute advantage. What is absolute advantage? Absolute advantage is the ability of an individual, company, region, or country to produce a greater quantity of a good or service with the same quantity of inputs per unit of time, or to produce the same quantity of a good or service per unit of time using a lesser quantity of input than its competitors. Absolute advantage can be accomplished by creating the good or service at a lower absolute cost per unit using a smaller number of inputs, or by a more efficient process. The example of absolute advantage. The following is production data for a worker from Vietnam and Indonesia in a year. Rice. Vietnam produced 2,000 kg, while Indonesia produced 1,500 kg. Textile. Vietnam produced 2,000 meters, while Indonesia produced 3,000 meters. From the data above, it can be seen that a worker in Vietnam can produce more rice than a worker in Indonesia. A worker in Indonesia can produce more textile a worker in Vietnam. So, Vietnam is absolutely more efficient in rice production. Meanwhile, Indonesia is absolutely more efficient in producing textile production. So, the conclusion is that Vietnam will export rice to Indonesia and import textile from Indonesia. Meanwhile, Indonesia will export textile to Vietnam and import rice from Vietnam. Okay, thank you guys.